Most information about the rules when driving in the UK can be found in the Highway Code. It can be bought from bookshops or Amazon. Downloadable versions are available online. This information is only given as a guide and is subject to changes in the law. It is your responsibility to check any updates to UK laws. You must have a licence which is valid in the UK. If you wish to learn to drive in the UK, you can apply for a provisional licence. This will only allow you to drive with someone aged over 21 who has held a full driving licence for at least 3 years. If you have a full EU driving licence, then it should be valid to drive the same classes of vehicles in the UK. If you obtained an EU driving licence or one from another approved country by exchanging a licence from a different country, you will need to check if you will be allowed to drive in the UK. A simple tool to check the validity of your licence is available online. The government agency which controls driving licences and other vehicle laws in the UK is the DVLA. You must have insurance to drive in the UK. If you own a vehicle, it is your responsibility to arrange the correct level of insurance. If using an employer's vehicle, then they should arrange the insurance, but do check they have done so. Insuring a vehicle in the UK can be complicated, so when comparing different insurance policies, you need to look carefully at what cover each offers. There are 3 basic types of insurance. Third party, which doesn't cover any damage to your vehicle in the case of an accident. Third party fire and theft, which doesn't cover damage to your car in an accident, but does if it is stolen or catches fire. Comprehensive insurance, which covers your car if it is damaged in an accident, as well as any other vehicles, and also covers it if it is stolen or damaged for other reasons. Your insurance providers will need to know that you use your car for commuting if you drive to work, and if the vehicle is used in connection with your business, you will need business vehicle insurance. Insurance is usually arranged either online or by phone. You will need to provide information about your vehicle, yourself, and anyone else you are insuring to drive the vehicle. The questions will need to be answered honestly, as, if there is an accident, an insurance company can refuse to pay out if they have been given incorrect information. In the UK, your insurance gets cheaper if you have not had a claim over a number of years, up to a maximum of 6 or 8 years, depending on the insurance company. If you change insurer, you will need to be able to prove that you have not made a claim by providing a certificate to show the no claims bonus you have earned. If you had previous insurance with a non-UK company, then you will need to phone companies to see what discounts they will be prepared to offer and what evidence you will need to provide to them. Speed limits are displayed in miles per hour. The following is a general guide to speed limits for cars. It is not uncommon for areas near schools and residential zones to have a 20 mph limit. A sign will be displayed on the roadside to show where the 20 zone begins and ends. If there is no sign, they are the same as other urban areas, which are 30 mph unless otherwise indicated. You will see this sign quite often. It is the national speed limit sign, which means that the speed limit depends on the road type. Unless otherwise indicated, the speed limits are: outside urban areas, single carriageway roads are 60 mph. Dual carriageways are 70 mph. Motorways are 70 mph. Some motorways now have variable speed limits. These change with traffic flow and are displayed on a gantry above the road. Where work is being carried out on the roads, sections may have reduced speed limits in place to protect the workers. This will be displayed on a sign at the start of the section. Typically, the speed limit will be reduced to 40 mph, but may vary from this depending on the road circumstances. The speed limits are not the same for vans, minibuses, buses, and trucks. You can find information on this in the Highway Code. The limits depend on the size and type of the vehicle, but generally they are lower than that for a car. You must check before you drive. It is your responsibility. Driving in the UK may be quite similar to driving in your home country. However, there are some things which you may not have encountered before driving in the UK. Firstly, In the UK, we drive on the left-hand side of the road. You need to take extra care at roundabouts and junctions to make sure you're driving correctly. Many are now controlled by lights in the same way as they are in many other parts of Europe, but we do still have some zebra crossings. These are identified by alternating black and white stripes painted on the road, usually with a flashing orange light on a pole at each side of the road. At zebra crossings, the pedestrian has right of way, and if you see someone on the pavement preparing to cross, then you must stop. In the UK, you are not allowed to use a mobile phone whilst driving. You can be fined and have penalty points added to your licence if you are caught. Should there be an accident whilst you are using a phone, you are likely to receive a heavy fine or prison sentence. If someone dies in the accident, currently you could receive a sentence of up to 14 years, and there are plans for this to be increased to life imprisonment, which is generally 20 years. Driving while under the influence of alcohol or drugs in the UK is considered a serious offence. The police are likely to ask you to take a breath test if you're involved in even a minor accident, and also if they have any other reason to suspect that you may have been drinking. The limits are 80 milligrams in 100 millilitres of blood in all of the UK except for Scotland, which has a lower limit of 50 milligrams in 100 millilitres of blood. There is no safe limit for drinking before driving, and if you are drinking the evening before driving, it is possible that you will still be over the limit driving to work the next morning. Penalties are severe. If you are over the drink driving limit when tested by the police, you are likely to receive a large fine and a driving ban. You'll find it much more expensive to get insurance once your ban is over and you want to drive again. If an accident occurs and it is deemed to be a result of your drinking or drug use, you will receive a large fine or a prison sentence. If someone dies as a result of you driving whilst impaired, then you can receive a sentence of up to 14 years, with plans for that to be raised to life, 20 years. Be aware of drugs which you may be prescribed by your doctor. Some of these may affect you, and it is illegal for you to drive if this is the case. Check the information with the tablets or ask your doctor if you are unsure. If you own a vehicle in the UK, you are responsible for ensuring that it has valid tax, is insured and has an MOT if required, and is roadworthy. If your vehicle is registered outside the UK, it must still be insured and roadworthy. If you're intending to stay longer than 6 months, or are bringing a vehicle from outside the EU into the country, then check with the DVLA website about what you need to do. It's likely that you'll be required to register the vehicle in the UK to continue to be able to use it legally.